Oh, happy Monday. Not so much for Seahawks fans. Buffalo dominated Seattle Sunday 31-10. Seahawks offensive line continued to struggle, and the defense was gashed for 445 yards as the Seahawks showed no signs of being the team they were just a week before in Atlanta. Coach Mike McDonald says, yeah, it's frustrating considering all the work that went into the game.
I mean, that's a result of a good football team that outplayed us in three phases, and then it gets out of hand when you're doing the things that we did today, where we didn't help ourselves as well. So it's a laundry list of things. We could go line item by line item if you want, but the long and short of it is we got outplayed, we got outcoached, and we got to go make it right. So, I mean, I feel like it's too often that we've had this conversation with you guys of going back to work on Tuesday and hitting this thing head on and seeing if we can get this thing turned around and against a good Rams team coming in here. We talk about stacking wins around here, and when you're going on and off, back and forth, it's frustrating. You want to be able to build on the good things that we're doing, so we can get our program to where we want it to go. And then when you take steps back like today, it's very sobering. It's frustrating, and but I mean, this is the NFL, and if you don't bring it and have your best against good teams, you're not going to win those games. So our guys know that, and us as coaches, we got to prepare our guys the best we can. We got to call great games. I mean, this whole thing has to keep coming together. So, but time is ticking, as we say. I mean, we're about halfway through the season now, and but you take a step back. I mean, we're right in the thick of it in the division, and this game coming up is going to be a big one.
Also on Sunday, Arizona edged Miami 28-27, and the Niners beat Dallas last night 30-24. That puts the Seahawks, Cardinals, and San Francisco all with 4-4 records. The Rams come into town on Sunday at 3-4. Well, the Huskies continued to struggle while the Cougars just kept on winning in college football over the weekend. Washington had a hard time making any stops against 13th-rated Indiana, falling on the road Saturday morning 31-17. Washington State improved to 7-1 with a 29-26 win at San Diego State as John Mateer threw for 2 touchdowns and rushed for 2 more. Eastern Washington dropped to 2-6 on the season with a 38-28 loss at Idaho. Meanwhile, Kennedy McGill threw for 2 touchdowns, rushed for a couple more to lead Central Washington to a homecoming win over Midwestern State 42-21. Well, after winning 3 straight, Seattle Kraken have now lost 3 in a row after falling to Carolina Saturday 4-1 in NHL play. Hurricanes blew through Climate Pledge Arena with 38 shots on goal. Jared McCann only cracking to find the back of the net. Seattle heads for Montreal tomorrow at 4 o'clock with a game broadcast on Kong TV. The Wenatchee Wild dropped to the bottom of the Western Conference in the Western Hockey League with 2 more losses over the weekend. Wenatchee was no match for Tri-City Friday, falling on home ice 6-3. Luka Sherbina scored twice and Noah Szymanski once in the loss for Wenatchee. Saturday, much different as Wenatchee raced out to a 3-0 lead in Everett on goals by Evan Friesen, Kenta Isogai, and Miles Cooper. Isogai's second goal of the game gave Wenatchee a 4-1 lead in the second, but it was all Everett from there as the Silvertips scored with just under 3 minutes left to win it by a final of 5-4. Wenatchee's back on home ice this weekend, Friday against Everett, Saturday against Edmonton. Wenatchee and Moses Lake posted non-league volleyball wins over the weekend. The Panthers swept Meade 3-0 while the Mavericks topped Prosser in 3 sets. Chelan is the District 6 1A volleyball champ after winning over Omak Saturday. The Pioneers advanced to the title game by sweeping Cascade. Other volleyball, Tenaska and Liberty Bell, both with straight set wins over Lake Roosevelt and Brewster, respectively. NCWLIFE will be courtside on senior night tomorrow night at Wenatchee High School, where the Panthers host Eastmont in the last home match of the regular season. I'll be courtside with your play-by-play. The pregame getting underway at 6:50. Wenatchee Panthers stayed unbeaten in Big 9 girls soccer with a narrow win on Saturday. Wenatchee won its 10th straight to improve to 13-1 overall and a 1-0 shutout of Eisenhower. It was the Panthers' 7th shutout of the season. West Valley edged Eastmont 3-2 Saturday, while Ephrata blanked Grandview 4-0 and Quincy topped Othello 2-1. Omak beat Chelan 3-0. Tonasket topped Pateras 2-1, while Okanagan beat Brewster 2-0. Well, Eastmont bounced back from a loss to Moses Lake in a big win over Walla Walla in prep football on Saturday. Austin Zielinski rushed for 166 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Bodie Yale scored a couple more as the Wildcats rolled over the Blue Devils 52-6. Moses Lake kept rolling with a 58-0 win over West Valley Friday as Brady J threw for 404 yards and count them 6 touchdowns. Davis beat Eisenhower 41-21, and of course you remember Wenatchee fell to Sunnyside 20-15. Ephrata picked up a 34-13 CWAC win Friday over Sela. Quincy was shut out by East Valley 53-0. Othello beat Toppenish. Prosser, that is, eased by Ellensburg. Tri-Cities Prep no trouble with Grandview winning that one 48-20. Following the game we broadcast last Thursday with Kashmir handling Chelan 61-7. Zilla zapped Wahluke Friday 50-14. On Saturday, College Place knocked off Kiona Benton 35-6, and Connell beat Wapato 52-12. Omak claimed the Caribou Trail League title Thursday with its 40-9 win over Cascade. In Central Washington 2B play, Lake Roosevelt got by Tonasket 40-35. Liberty Bell beat Brewster 55-24. Okanagan down Manson 48-8. For the 1Bs, Oroville topped Selkirk in big fashion. Moses Lake Christian beat Bridgeport. Waterville Mansfield edged Soap Lake. By the way, NCWLIFE broadcasting Big 9 football this Friday at Wildcat Stadium. Eastmont celebrates senior night against the West Valley Rams. Grant Olson and Brandon Hartley will have the action. Pregame beginning at 6:30 right here. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.